So the Deadpool movie just came out, so let's talk about the fourth wall breaking Merc with a mouth. Welcome to Geek Out Films, everyone. I'm Jesse, your host, and let's talk about Deadpool movie. So Deadpool finally got his own movie, but before we even talk about the movie, let's just talk about the way they marketed this movie first. It was fantastic. I mean, you have, I think, 2 different versions of the leaked test footage, which have been leaked by people who actually worked on the movie. Ryan Reynolds even said that he was 70% sure that was him. Now, probably a joke, but still, pretty funny, and it tells you the tone of this movie. That's gonna be a funny movie. And the Valentine's Day ads were hilarious. I mean, they were just funny. Everyone was laughing at them. So this movie has a great pace throughout the entirety of the movie. This is a typical superhero movie where you get origin and then some plot, except the origin is actually spliced into the action, which I like. But one of the drawbacks of that is that you have action, origin, and sometimes the origin kind of slows down and changes the tone of the movie, which is a little disrupting, but overall, you don't even notice it, and I think this is a better way to do origins. So let's talk about the characters. First of all, Deadpool is amazing. At first when I saw him, he looked kind of CGI-ish, and I wasn't sure I was going to like him, but after watching the movie, you don't even notice it. He looks perfect. That's exactly the way Deadpool should look. Now, Ryan Reynolds plays this part fantastically. You can tell that he just really loves this role and that he really, really wants to do it. This is a movie Reynolds has been pushing for over 11 years, which just shows you what kind of commitment he has to this role. And the fact that he's already pushing for another one tells you that he loves doing it, and you can tell from his performance in this movie. So this movie also has 2 X-Men. You have Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, which are fantastic in this movie. They come off as more serious characters, but it balances with Deadpool's just over-the-top craziness. And they're funny at times too, which I really enjoyed. And these characters, the way they interact is fantastic. I'd love to see these guys in other Deadpool movies, and hopefully we see more X-Men too. The next character I'd like to talk about is Deadpool's friend Weasel, who's fantastic in this movie. He really lightens up the mood in sometimes more serious situations, and it just keeps the pace going. So the villain in this movie is a character known as Ajax. Now, he is an okay villain. He comes off as like your typical British villain stereotype, which, I didn't mind. I didn't feel like he really took away from the movie, but I didn't feel like he really added anything to the movie either. But, he's part of Deadpool's origin, so I totally understand why they chose Ajax, and I'm excited to see what other characters they bring in future movies. So there is an end clip in this movie. It's all the way after all the credits, and I recommend you stay for it because it's pretty funny, and it just, again, it has a Deadpool tone and comedy. Awesome, stick around for it. So overall, this movie is fantastic. If you're a Deadpool fan, definitely go watch it. You'll love it. It just, like they took the character right out of the comics and put him right on the big screen, and it's just fantastic. You'll love it. I highly recommend it. Now, if you're not the biggest Deadpool fan or don't even really know anything about Deadpool, I still highly recommend that you go at least watch the movie because it's a fun movie and it's a very entertaining movie at the least. I should mention, this is not your typical superhero movie. It is rated R due to gore, violence, nudity, profanity. It has all of it, which I think is awesome, but that also means you probably don't want to be taking your kids to go watch it, or maybe you do. I don't know. That's your choices. I'm not going to talk about that right now. But I should just let you know it is rated R for those reasons. Hopefully you enjoyed the spoiler-free review, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll be reading those and, interacting with you guys. So let me know what you think of the movie after you watch it. And I'm Jesse, and I'll see you in the next review.